Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another videos of the paid request. This time for Ash. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for the 2002 film Endangered Species, which kind of went, is that the film? And it was. I had seen this film before actually, Ash, but thank you for that. It was interesting to watch this again. It's been a long while since I had seen it. Decently low budget film. I thought it was okay. It was a time waster. I think mainly for the cast. It stars Eric Roberts, Arnold Vosloo, John Rhys-Davies, and it's directed by Kevin S. Tenney, the guy who did the original Witchboard and Night of the Demons. He also did The Arrival too. And I would say this. It's a film that if it's a rainy day and you watch it, you may get some fun out of it, like I did. Or if you're a big Eric Roberts fan. But if you don't care, then I don't know how much you would get out of this. But being a big Eric Roberts fan, I did enjoy his character. I enjoyed his at times affable, like quick wit personality. I thought he had some pretty fun lines in it. He plays a police officer who's a family man, has a wife and 2 daughters. He's on the case of this person that's going to these health clubs among other places and annihilating them, killing a bunch of people, and then he's stealing some of the bodies. John Rhys-Davies is another bureaucratic police officer who's very grumpy and gruff, cursing, and always giving Eric Roberts crap. It's kind of fun to see John Rhys-Davies play that different type of character, because I always think of him as Sala from Indiana Jones, or as the professor in Sliders, so kind of fun to see him play a more like gruff, pain in the ass type of guy. Tony LoBianco from God Told Me To, he's the captain in this movie. Was very obsessed with his plants. Arnold Vosloo, you find out, is a good alien going after this bad alien. And that's the thing with this movie, is it will remind you of a lot of movies that did this stuff better. It'll remind you of I Come in Peace, a little bit of Predator, I guess in this case Predator 2. A bit of the Terminator. I mean, there's a scene where Police Station Massacre, which I guess you just think of The Hidden. And that's the thing, I Come in Peace, The Hidden, bit of Predator, Predator 2, Terminator. There's this gun he shoots, they're like a mini-guided missile, which reminds me of Runaway with Tom Selleck, where Gene Simmons had that type of gun, only it did much more with it, was going around corners and stuff. So that's what I mean, it's going to remind you about a lot of other movies. And Kevin Tenney, I don't know if he's the best guy to showcase action. I mean, if you had someone like a Cradar Batsley who did I Come in Peace, who has a background in stunts, and stunt coordinator, shooting second unit, on stuff like the A-Team. He worked a bit on Predator. He has a bit of knowledge and expertise on that. Or if this was done by a company like PM Entertainment, and those guys are willing to go up front and center with the action and the stunts and the set pieces. Like there's one called Dark Breed. I kind of wish like you took like I don't mind that film. I don't mind Jascalia, but I kind of wish you took Eric Roberts in this movie, and you put in Dark Breed with all the stunts and set pieces in that movie. I think it'd be a fun combination. But even then, there's still a couple interesting ideas in this, which I didn't mind. The pacing is pretty short. That's not too overlong. Like I said, Eric Roberts is having fun with the role. It's nice to see some of these other recognizable people there. At times the dialogue is kind of witty and funny. Like I said, it remind you of, like, I mentioned I'd come in peace. You have the good alien, you have the bad alien. Good alien, Arnold Vosloo from Hard Target and the Mummy. The evil alien with the gun. He's got the cannon gun, like I come in peace, that'll blow stuff up. But then he's got another gun that's like a little missile that could be like runaway and, like, in this case, will hit people right in the eye. Because he's hunting people for sport, like the Predator. But at the same time, like, what I mean by that, it's fine as a time waster, as a diversion. Like the very beginning, it takes place at the gym, and hey, they give us some titties. 1, 2, 3, 2 or 3 sets of titties. So okay, they kind of know what the audience is. The bad guy comes in, kills a bunch of people in the gym. Granted, listen, I don't think Kevin Tenney is the best in showcasing action. Just the way this is done, you wish he was, again, Jack's shoulder in the hidden Predator Batsy Icon piece was much better in those films, the way action was utilized. Here is like this weird slow-mo effect. Well, it's slow-mo, but there are times it's like a little stuttering effect. Not the whole bit of slow-mo stuff, but overuse of slow-mo, not in the right way like John Woo would do it. And also, like, the point of view of the alien is kind of, I don't know how you call it. Things seem a little bit brighter, and it's like just kind of a off filter that they put. There's nothing really too unique with the point of view of the alien. To the point that you kind of wish they didn't do that at all. Try to put some light on here. You wish they didn't do the whole filter thing at all and just shot it normally. And the whole scene would have been better if it was shot normally and not these awkward slow-mo bits. Like, seriously, if the entire scene was him shooting people normally, and then you see, like, effects of them getting hit in the eye or a squib here and there, the scene would have worked out a lot better than how they tried to do it here. So I thought they handled that not the best they could. But then a bit of the fun is had when Eric Roberts comes in with one of his buddies. James Quinn is his name. And they're talking about this girl. It's your kind of girl. Why? Because she's easy? No, because she's dead. Or they talk with John Rhys-Davies, and he's being a prick, and James Quinn kind of comes out and goes, "Is it just me, or is he fat?" Oh, just some of these lines that pop up. Like James Quinn is trying to talk with Eric Roberts and goes, "Listen, my dog just had puppies. What do you say?" And Eric Roberts goes, "Wear a condom next time." I thought that was pretty funny. I like that line. I like that delivery. And it seemed like Eric Roberts is having fun with the role. That's what I mean. I like the actors. And John Rhys-Davies being the surly, grumpy, cursing guy trying to screw over Eric Roberts' character. The music does come off as cheap. It's like a lot of these low-budget films that, whether it be Sci-Fi Channel or other stuff, when you have these kind of intense horns to really showcase the supposed tension, it just screams cheapness. It's like, yep, this is a cheap score. I don't know how else to say it other than when you hear it, you just hear the word cheap over and over and over again. So they look into these crimes and who this killer is. They keep seeing Arnold Vosloo pop up. They talk to a witness. She mentions she talked to someone who seemed like he was a cop. They chase after him. A little bit of a foot chase. Vosloo tells him to stay. I do like Eric's line, "Stay? What the fuck is that?" And they chase after him. It shows that he's a bit clever as well, because they get to a dead end. Arnold Vosloo, you find out he's hiding because he could have certain stuff invisible. But he comes out and there's Eric Roberts waiting, going, well, I saw you didn't, don't know where you went, so I knew eventually you would be coming out. And when they say the ideas, like at the end of the spoilers, because Arnold Vosloo, the idea that he's a game warden, and his species kind of looked at this as an endangered species, human race, and then the killer is pretty much a poacher, and so Arnold Vosloo doesn't really want to kill the poacher, just like, there are people who poach animals and they don't want to kill the person because it'd be considered murder, although there are some who would, but some, a lot who wouldn't, so that's why he's not killing the guy, and he looks at you guys as animals and poaching for their hides. In fact, there's a bit much later on where Eric Roberts finds the lair and finds that the guy's taking the people and made skins, of the skins made coats out of it, just like we would have a leather coat. This guy makes a human coat. I'm like, damn. Jeffrey Dahmer would love this place, as would Ed Gein. Ed Gein would definitely love this place. So I thought that was kind of neat. Like, okay, it's a game warden versus a poacher, and that's why the guy shoots people in the eyes, is because he wants to hide to make a coat later. Or the fact that they turn stuff invisible, so there's a car chase where Eric and Vosloo's in one vehicle, but the bad guy's in an invisible vehicle, and they can only see it with these certain visors. That's kind of an interesting idea. Obviously, they didn't have the budget for the effects to be that great, but I like the idea behind that. So again, some of the ideas and some of the dialogue, the performances, like the banter between Eric and John Rhys-Davies, where it seems like Eric Roberts' character screwed up, and John Rhys is like, I love seeing you on your knees, and Eric goes, yeah, so does your wife. Okay, I thought that was pretty funny. Once in a while, I mean, there's some decent explosions here. During the car chase with the bad guy, he does blow up some cop cars. Granted, done better in films like I Come in Peace or The Hidden, but he does blow up some cop cars that are done practically. There's a bit where Eric Roberts is leaving and his character escapes his building and the whole building explodes. That's a pretty decent explosion. There's a bit like the Terminator where Eric and John Rhys-Davies and stuff, they're in the police station and the bad guy comes in because he wants the rest of his weapons, so he just tears through. Now granted, this has been done a lot better in terms of the action, the editing, the spectacle. The Hidden, The Terminator, Maniac Cop 2, a lot of scenes have done this quite a bit better. But still, I mean, this is the thing, it's kind of, for me, easygoing comfort food, this movie. It may not be that good for you, but at times it's hidden enough of those little moments that make it watchable for me. If it didn't star Eric Roberts and he wasn't given some of these fun lines to say, if some of the ideas like the game warder and the poacher, like that type of stuff, at least that's a little bit. Oh, another thing is they have these bulletproof coats, and you come to find out they are Stegosaurus suits. I love Eric's reaction when he's told this. What the fuck? What? Like a dinosaur? And Eric does have some fun reactions to some crazy situations, or when he's in the middle of a battle. He does some like relatable reactions, like how we all were like being scared or freaked out or what the f. So it made his character relatable for the audience. I wish they would have used his partner James Quinn more. I wish it was more their film, because I think Eric and James Quinn actually had some decent chemistry with each other. But sadly, spoiler alert, James Quinn it seems like they're partners, but then they're not, and he's actually deals with the morgue. And then it's like Eric and John Rhys-Davies partnering up for a bit. But then James Quinn kind of disappears. Then he appears for a couple scenes, and then he's looking at a body. The bad guy comes in to get something, his detached arm, and kills the guy. Which I thought was disappointing. Because I didn't mind that character. I liked that actor. I guess he worked with Kevin Tenney a lot in other films. He's worked with him before. So I would like to have seen more of him. I kind of wish him and Eric stayed as a team throughout the rest of the movie. But it's like, okay, it's him, it's those two as a team, then not. Then it's them and John Rhys-Davies as a team, then not. But then it's him and Arnold Vosloo as a team, but not really. So, as I wish the one guy, James Quinn, I wish he was in the film more. I wish he was with Eric throughout the whole gist of it, where it's the two of them dealing with this thing and depending on each other. John Rhys-Davies, again, this is spoilers, he gets killed because he's a dumbass. Because they find the gun, and they see that it's a mini-guided missile. And John Rhys is like, I know guns. When I shoot this over there, it's going to go over there. It doesn't. Instead, it turns back and hits him right in the eye. So that was kind of... I laughed at that because, you know, the character deserved it. He was being a dumbass. He's been a dumbass for the whole bit of the film. A lot of people get killed in this movie. Like, you look at the cast of characters. Other than his family, Eric Roberts has, like, nobody left. Because the guy you thought was his partner in the beginning, he's dead. John Rhys-Davies dies. This other guy that's trying to explain the weapons, he gets killed. Tony Lobianco gets killed during the police massacre bit. Arnold Vosloo eventually gets killed, so it's like, damn. At least he's got his family, but he's got nobody else. Like, the whole police station's pretty much killed. He's the only one left. So I don't know what he's going to do for a job, or they're just going to... Well, they just don't bring a whole slew of cops there, or they don't shut it down, or... Sorry, there is no police station anymore. All the cops are dead. You're the only one left. Will he be the new captain, I guess? Does he get a promotion? I don't know. Back to the police station business. His family goes to see him. He pieces one or two things together. Knows where the aliens are at. Arnold Vosloo has him in this invisible... Kind of like how people have watchtowers when they're watching game. Here is invisible, so they watch humans, and Vosloo says there's thousands of them around the world, I guess. There's a bit of a battle, but not really. Arnold Vosloo doesn't want to hurt the guy, but he doesn't want this guy to be hurt, so he takes the hit for Eric Roberts. And it's not really a battle because he can't hurt the alien. The alien's got body armor. So pretty much the guy tries to stab him. Eric sees a socket, puts the knife in the socket because these guys don't like voltage. And the alien dies. So it's not much of a battle. I can't help it. You're reminded of other films like The Battle in I Come in Peace between Dolph Lundgren and the alien. Or The Hidden with the flamethrower. It's just... There's a lot of other films that remind you of and go, those are so much better. But at the same time, if you like those kind of movies and you want to see another one that you haven't seen before, you want to see some dialogue that's a bit wittier than you would think it would be, a bit funnier than you would think it would be, you want to see people like Eric Roberts having fun. He's definitely my favorite part of the film. He makes it watchable for me. Again, there's some interesting ideas like the invisible vehicle and the game warden poacher thing and that type of stuff. There's like a little bit of an environmentalist angle to it. Because Arnold Vosloo will have flashbacks to dinosaurs. I guess the idea is those aliens hunted the dinosaurs out of existence, and they don't ever want to do that again. So that's why you have the game warden. This whole thing, Earth, I guess, is like to preserve. So there's a couple interesting ideas, but again, they don't really have either the budget, the effects. Again, Kevin Tenney's not really an action guy. I kind of wish he would have gotten an action guy that knew a bit more about stunts to really give you some bang for your buck. But at the same time, if this was like a $5 bin movie, sure, I'd pick it up. I think I might have the movie, I just couldn't find it. Because I remember that cover, and that is not in the movie. Now, the bad alien does pull off his face, but it still doesn't look like that. It looks like something that you would see on Star Trek. But it doesn't look like that with the fangs and all that stuff. So I don't know where they got that picture from. Because that's not the eyes, the vampire fangs. And it makes it seem like it's a much bloodier movie than it is. It's not. It makes it look like a horror movie. It's not a horror movie. It's not a vampire movie. It's not a space vampire movie. It's not Life Force. Nothing looks like that in the movie. Again, I don't know why the hell they put that on the cover. But I'm using that cover because that's the cover I remember first seeing this with. So I think it's kind of hilarious that they have that cover. But yeah, as it is, I'm a sucker for these kind of movies. It was watchable enough for me. It was fun enough for me, but it's nothing that's gonna make it to your hidden gems list. Like I said, sometimes the action scenes, it would been nice to see a bit more of style, a bit more competency. I didn't get a guy who knows a bit more about action. At times, a bit too much slow-mo used and awkward-looking slow-mo. Would have been nice if it was a bit more violent, too. A bit more bloody. Like bloody squibs or anything. Like, that would have been nice. Would have appreciated that. Would have been nice to have had a bit of a bigger budget. Just sometimes, like, when Arnold Vosloo is, like, talking to superiors, you have this kind of... He hits a button and this thing materializes from being invisible, and he has this thing on the wall. Kind of looks like a low-budget TV show. So it's not the best movie out there, but it's a time waster. It's a movie that I can watch. It served its purpose. Then I move on. So you do a lot worse, is what I'm saying. That if it's like a movie on Tubi, it's just like I said, Eric Roberts alone, let alone John Rhys-Davies, Eric Roberts makes it watchable enough. So, with that said, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you guys later.